Afternoon, Ghima Amud Aleph, 3 lines from the Gemara, from the bottom of the Amud. We're continuing the next case of the Braita that said, "V'shenechas Yerushalayim v'yasa." If the Maaser Sheni left Yerushalayim, then you could make it batel in a mixture of rov. So now the question is, "Ve'emai? Why you have to make it batel? V'ladar na'aleh. Take it back into Yerushalayim and just eat it there. Why you have to start making up new situations? Just bring it back." When it says "B'shnitma" became tameh. But if okay, so you can't eat it because it's tameh, so redeem it. How do you know that Maaser Sheni that came to me? You can be poded afilu b'Yerushalayim even if it's in Yerushalayim. Shneimar, the pasuk says kilo tuchal se'eto. Right? If it's too heavy that you're not able to eat it, then se'eto achilam. We see the word se'eto achila as eating. Shneimar v'yisa masot me'et panav. Bring a pasuk to prove that it's referring to eating. So we see that you can eat it. The Gemara says no. It's not talking about food. It was talking about it was food with Maaser Sheni money. Therefore, the food can't be redeemed. And that's what Batel. Okay, so let them redeem the food. The Town Mishnah says, food was purchased with Maaser Sheni, Shered Ma became Tameh Yifte, just redeem it. Where I said, no, that's according to Bida. Damari Kavera, if it's food that was bought with Maaser Sheni money, has to be buried, not eaten, or buried or redeemed. Therefore, you have to use batel in order to get out of it. The Gemara says, if it's according to Bida, my Yasanami. So if it's according to Bida, you have to bury it, and that's the situation you're in. You have to wait for the to become batel. Why did the Braita teach you if it left Yerushalayim? Even if it's inside Yerushalayim, you should have the problem. The Gemara says, okay, you know what? Elad Olam Betahor is referring to a case where it was tahor, and you left Yerushalayim. Umayatza, what do you mean it left? Dinafal mechitzot. Yerushalayim, the walls left or fell. Let's say the Bet HaMikdash was destroyed, or the walls of Eretz Yisrael of Yerushalayim have been destroyed. Therefore, it's not considered part of Yerushalayim anymore. You can't go back in because technically there is no in. That's 1 second. The concept of having the role of Yerushalayim to eat Maaser Sheni is Doraita. Mechitzot liklot is Drabanan. The halacha of having the walls absorbing the Maaser Sheni, meaning the law that Maaser Sheni is inside Yerushalayim, can't be redeemed after it leaves. Only Drabanan. Therefore, when did the Chachamim decree that once you go into Yerushalayim, you can't redeem it if it leaves? When there is walls. Once the walls are not standing anymore, then it won't apply. Gemara says, no, that's not true. There's no difference. Chachamim did not make a difference whether or not there's walls. If the walls are not there, you still can't do that. The Braita is talking about a different situation. Maaser Sheni she'en bo shevet pruta shenechnas l'Yerushalayim v'yatza. Maaser Sheni is not worth. He combined both pieces into one. Maaser Sheni that's not worth peruta that entered Yerushalayim and left can be batel in a mixture. Amai, why is it mixture? Just bring it back. Then after mechitzot, same answer in question. They're about to have Yerushalayim walls fell. Okay, so if that's the case, redeem it. And what's the problem if it's only Drabanan? Just bring it back. Hachmim made it takana. Where I said lo Drabanan, no, both cases it's still asur. So Mar says lo that's the case. Why did the Braita have to specifically mention the case where there's no Shavat Pruta? Even when there is a Shavat Pruta, you'd be asur to redeem it. Where it says lo kamar. It's a concept like we've seen it many times in Shas and especially Mishnayot. They'll mention a case that, you don't even need to say it. Right? I don't even need to tell you this. Lo mibai yeshbo. Needless to say that a Maaser Sheni worth of Peruta can't be redeemed once it enters Yerushalayim because the walls absorb it. Aval enbo, even in a case where there's no Peruta, maybe the walls did not absorb it and therefore it can be redeemed. Kamashmalan teaches you that you can't. And therefore it needs to be batel. Braita says, person shall redeem his ma'aser. He has to add a 20% fee. Fifth, some of his ma'aser, but not all his ma'aser. Pirat ma'aser sheni she'en bo shebutah, that excludes the ma'aser sheni that is not worth peruta. So what does that mean? Itmar. Rami says en bo. When it says it, ma'aser sheni is referring to the ma'aser sheni is not worth the peruta. It's 20 cents of that grapes. Rav Asi says en behumsho. The 20% fee of the Ma'aser Sheni is not worth Shevet Pruta. So the actual Ma'aser Sheni is worth Shevet Pruta, but that 20% of that being added is not worth Shevet Pruta. Rav Yochanan Amar en bo, Rav Shimon Lakish en bechumasho. Machlokes is over there. Other Amarim. Messi, you have a question. Ma'aser Sheni en bo Pruta. Ma'aser Sheni doesn't have Shevet Pruta. Dayosh Yomar. It's enough to say keywords. Hu v'chumsho mehulal al malchut rishonot. It and its fifth can be sent onto Maaser Shani from previous rounds that we mentioned the other day. So Bishlam of them are in Behum Shoming. It's going to opinion holds that if its fifth is not worth the Shabbat Peruta, then you can't redeem it. That's why you have to say it's enough to do that. The Afagav even though the Maaser Shani does have Peruta, Kevin the Behum Shalekish up here, since the 20% fee is not enough, therefore you have to use Hiskiya's method of throwing it onto the last round. Elamanda Mar Enbo, but according to the hold that even the Maaser Shani doesn't have a Peruta. Ma'adayo, what does it mean it's enough? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And the Gemara says, Akasha, it's a good question. We can't answer that question. When we say that you're taking a 20% fee, how are you counting it? Are you counting it outside or inside from the principal? Which means, do you calculate from inside, which means you divide the principal into 5 equal parts? So therefore, if it's $20, for example, a fifth would be 4, so it would be $24 total. Or do you count it from the outside? So you divide it into 4, and then a quarter of that is added on. So you have $20. A quarter of that would be 5, so it would be 25. So you count it inside or outside. If someone's trying to buy a field and the original owner wants to buy it back, he said, I want to buy it for $20. And everybody else is offering $20 also, like a auction. The owner has priority because he adds another 20% fee, and therefore it'll mean 25. Someone, if the owner said I'll do 20 and someone else says 21, we still give it to the owner, but the Baalim Notin Esim B'Shesh, he has to give 26, right? 21 plus 5 feet. We don't want the Beit HaMikdash to lose. Esim B'Shnayim, someone says 22, Baalim Notin Esim B'Sheva, he gives 27. Esim B'Shlosh, someone says 23, Baalim Notin Esim B'Shmoni, he has to give 28. Esim B'Aba, Baalim Notin Esim B'Tesha, he has to give 29. Esim B'Hamesh, 25, Baalim Notin B'Shloshim has to give 30. So we see that the 20% fee is only added to the original bid, the owner's bid of 20. So let's say the owner said 20, the other guy said 25, for example. We do 25 from the guy and 20% of the owner's bid of 20, which is 5. However, the fee you don't add an extra fee based off the other guy's bid. We prove from here that's counted from the outside because we said 20 plus 5 means you divide it into quarters and you added that as a 25%. Good proof. Torah says that you shall add a fifth onto the principal. If it and its fifth shall be 5 equal parts. As Roshia, which means the outside. When it says fifth, means the fifth from the principal, which is, let's say 20 would be 4. Like we said earlier, that's considered inside. Okay. Ibai asks a question. If you do not add the 20% fee while you're redeeming Maaser Shani, or Enema, does that prevent it from being redeemed or not? Dalad Badalad Parik, for example, whether you have $4 worth of Maaser Shani and you're doing it for 4 coins, and he adds a fifth by himself, meaning he did it without being asked to. So we see that the fact that he didn't add the fifth does not prevent it from taking place. The redemption works. Or perhaps we say 4 out of 5 are redeemed with the 5. And that last one, since he didn't redeem the 5th one as the fee, does not take effect. When says Amaravina, Tashma bring proof. My inlo humish be inlo bi'ur. Ma'aser sheni, as the Mai mentioned, the Mai means safek of Ma'aser. So you have Ma'aser sheni that you're supposed to bring, but it's safek. So now you have safek Ma'aser sheni. The halacha is in general, Ma'aser Sheni, which is years 3 and 6, you have the entire year to bring it. Once that time passes, you kish it. So now we're reaching either year 4 or year 7, and it expired. So because it's safek, there is no extra fee of 20% for expiring, and there's no burning it because it's safek. I'm like, there is a principle. Unless it's redeemed with the principle, it can't be eaten. My time, why does it make a difference with Ma'aser Sheni of the Mai? Because the principle, if it's not paid, it prevents the redemption from taking place. Midoraita, we still ask regarding the Rabbanan by a case of Safek over here at the Mai. But the fifth, the 20% fee, which is not paid, does not prevent it. That's Rabbanan. Obviously, it does not make a difference by Ma'aser Sheni of the Mai. So we're trying to prove from here that it's the 20% fee needs to be given, but if you don't do it initially, it does not stop the redemption from taking place. Someone gave the principle of Maaseh Sheni, but did not give the 20%. You can eat it, you can't eat it. Mara B, I agree to Rabbi Shabbat, and I agree to Rabbi Yeshua by the whole. What does it mean? I see Rabbi Eliezer word by Shabbat. It sounds like he would argue in regarding to weekday. What's Shabbat and weekday? If a person redeemed his Maaser Sheni before Shabbat, but did not add that fifth, it sounds like on Shabbat we'll be lenient and let him eat it on Shabbat out of Kavod Shabbat, let him eat it. However, on weekday you can't. So the Ezra would hold that even on a weekday you can eat it without delay. It sounds like Rabbi said that since Rabbi Shua would agree in by weekday, it sounds like they would both argue in regarding to Shabbat that you can't eat it. Maybe this is machoket. The Rebbe holds that not doing the 20% fee for Maaser Sheni is not a problem. Yoshua holds it will be a problem. So maybe it's machoket Tanaim whether or not the 20% fee stops the redemption. No connection. Does not make a difference. Why are we worried about over here? We're worried about negligence. The guy might forget about it. More so, but Yeshua holds he might forget about paying the fifth. Therefore, don't eat it until the fifth has been paid. We're not worried about it. There's no worry. Let the guy take care of it his own time. Nothing to worry about. No reason to stop him from eating it.